Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a special City Council meeting. Today is March 26, 2012. What I'd like to do is start the meeting with a Pledge of Allegiance, and then we'll do a roll call first. Thank you. And then we'll do our Pledge of Allegiance and then get into the meeting at hand. Roll call, please.
Councilmembers Aguilar.
Here.
Anderson.
Here.
Brown.
Here.
Intiman.
Here.
Erpenbach.
Here.
Jameson. Karski.
Here.
Rolfing.
Here. Very good. We do have at least 7 city councilors here, and we'll commence with business. Well, let's start with a Pledge of Allegiance, if you don't mind.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, thank you. Why don't we approve today's agenda, if that's okay?
Move approval, Aguilar.
Second, Intiman.
There's been a motion to approve today's agenda by Councilor Aguilar. It was seconded by Councilor Intiman. Is there any discussion on this? Very good. If we could have a roll call vote, please.
Councilmembers Aguilar.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Intiman.
Yes.
Erpenbach.
Yes.
Karski.
Yes.
Rolfing.
Yes. Thank you. That is passed 7-0. At this point in time, why don't we move on to the discussion, and we have Mr. Tom Huber from our finance team. Tom?
Good afternoon. Tom Huber with the Finance Office.
Tom, would you allow us an opportunity to read this into the record?
A motion to approve a contract for financial software system.
Thank you, Tom.
I'm with the Finance Office and the project sponsor for the financial management project. I very much appreciate the opportunity to be able to present the agreement that we have today for you for financial software. To honor time constraints, I'll keep my remarks very brief. I would hope the smile on my face would say it all. We started this project 2 years ago to select a software package that would meet the city's long-term needs. And the entire project team has put a tremendous amount of effort into this project and to arriving at this point. I appreciate all of the work that the finance team and the HR teams have put into this, but also our departmental partners. We counted it up. We had over 115 people involved in various stages of reviewing our requirements, the processes they use, and looking at the different software vendors at different points in time. Because we want to make sure that the city makes the right decision the first time, as it's a long-term investment that we're making. As a top 10 initiative, we have provided and will continue to provide updates on this project from time to time. I want to just quickly flash up some of the major points to again reiterate why we have embarked on this journey. There are many reasons why we needed to move forward with this project, not the least of which is that we're using technology that was purchased over 20 years ago. So it had to be done to implement new and modern technology based on an open architecture that allowed us the flexibility to meet our growing demands. I think the remainder of these items can be summed up into one reason, and that is to make government better. By making the financial functions of government better, more productive and user-friendly, we will lower the cost of overhead and be able to dedicate more of our resources to providing direct services to the public. Having conducted the selection process, it was very deliberate and thorough. The team selected Tyler Technologies, their software package known as Munis. I again won't go through all the reasons why Tyler Technologies was the clear choice for the city, but again, sum it all up with the fact that the Tyler solution provides the right software at the right price, essentially the best value for our dollar. As you'll see on the next slide, there is certainly a cost to implementing new software, but when you add up all the benefits that this new technology will bring to the city, it's an investment that will yield very high dividends. In fact, the software will pay for itself using conservative estimates once it fully implemented within 3 to 5 years. which is a very fast payback, which is what you expect from technology in the current era. The agreement, the cost of the agreement encompasses 28 different licensed software licenses covering financials, HR, payroll, and purchasing. They are all different small units that make up those accounts payable, accounts receivable, fixed assets, budgeting, payroll, applicant tracking, procurement, bid management. We were fortunate to be in the position to be selecting software at a very competitive point in the market. With the help of our software consultants at Barry Dunn, we were able to negotiate very favorable pricing terms. The pricing reflected here for both licensing, annual maintenance, and the implementation costs, well, the base license costs were 45% less than where we started from the initial proposal. So there were significant reductions achieved along the way. We had 2 software vendors that were very competitive and provided the city very good proposals that we conducted a full due diligence on. The estimated implementation costs, I should mention, are contract maximums. We were able to minimize these costs almost to the tune of $800,000 from the initial proposal, based on the fact that our team, we have a very talented and capable team of individuals, not just within the finance and HR departments, but within IT and all the departments of the city, that we were able to minimize these costs and being able to, items that would normally you'd find as a part of a project this size, we're able to do internally. And so we were able to achieve even greater savings from that perspective. It does include optional modules and services of $233,000. Again, those are items that may or may not be needed during this process and will be evaluated as we go along. Again, $1.8 million total cost of contract with optionals, and again, that is a maximum that we would have on this. The reason the agreement's before you today is because there's an added pricing incentive to complete this before March 31st, and so if it's signed by month end, we'll achieve achieve the savings, some of the savings which are reflected in here. This agreement is just the start. I am extremely confident that our project team, led by our project manager, will be Krista Stussy, and the finance office, that will make this project a huge success. And that's not just the finance and HR departments. This process that we will use is going to be an open and engaging process for all of the departments as we move this forward. It's going to be an inclusive process, and we'll at one point or another engage all the various users of the software. We're well aware of the monumental effort that is before us, but the team is really excited to get started and showcase some of the talents that they have to bring this new modern technology to bear. I want to thank all of you for your support over the past 2 years. It's been a long journey, but well worth the wait and the effort we put into this. There will, I'm sure, be some bumps and challenges along the way, but you will not be disappointed with the result. That'll conclude my remarks and answer any questions.
Tom, thank you. Before we go to the council, I did want to open this up to anybody in the public. Does anybody in the public want to speak to this item before we go to the city council? Very good. Scott, please, welcome.
I know this has been in process for 2 years, but I guess it's the first I heard about it. I don't know how long it's been on the city website, maybe a couple of days, but I just noticed it today, and so I did some brief research on the cost. A lot of things line up. A lot of stuff makes a lot of sense. The one concern I had talking to a couple of friends who work in the software industry was the company that you're using, Tyler Technologies, and maybe you can answer this question for us. They're in Texas, And this person is wondering how much control the city is going to have over the databases, and if the databases are going to be located in Texas, and if they're going to be managing them, or are they going to be here in the city? And that's my biggest question on the whole agreement. I don't know if you can answer that or not.
Scott, thank you.
This will be a self-hosted package of software. We buy the software licenses from Tyler Technology. They will be loaded on our system. We're not, some of the companies offer you to be able to basically use the cloud services or software company hosted sites. In this case, the city will host this on our servers, and it will be done internally. They will load the software, and then we will utilize it from that. So the databases and the data will reside with the city.
Okay, thank you.
Yep,
Thanks, Scott. Thanks, Tom.
good question.
Is there anyone else in the audience who wanted to speak to this item? Very good, very good. Councilors? Yes, Councilor Buck.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Tom, a couple of quick questions. What is our budget for this? Remind us.
This is being paid for out of the revolving fund.
Okay.
We initially estimated it could run us up to $2.5 to $3 million over time was the initial estimates that we were kind of planning throughout the budgeting process. The funds for the initial license costs and the initial implementation have been already set aside in that revolving fund to pay for this. And and we will go, and as we go along, if there are one of the things we say up there is continue to invest. If there are other applications that we need or side software items that we need, whether from Tyler or from other companies, those would be things we would consider. And again, need to continue to plan to continue to invest into a software system of this sort so we don't fall behind to the extent that we have today.
Councilor Buck?
One more question, if I might. What, 20 years is behind? I don't get it, Tom. No, my other question then is talk about the implementation timeline. At what point do you expect to be 100%? We're with it right now. We know we've got things to add to it later, but we're going to be running full speed at how long from now?
It's a 4-phase project. We expect primary applications to be live probably by right around the beginning of 2014 is when you'd see. 2013 will bring some of the applications online and start to utilize them. Most of the system would be live beginning early in 2014, and then throughout 2014, some of the ancillary parts of this package would be implemented in 2014, and hopefully we're out by the end of 2014.
Great, thank you.
Councilor Rolfe?
Thank you. Tom, I remember when we sat down and looked at some of this futuristic stuff that we saw down there that sounded really good compared to what we've got right now. You had visions of zoning and planning and police and other things that would be implemented as part of this. And all I see here is finance, HR, payroll, and purchasing. Is that going to be implemented also? Is that part of the program in the long run?
They're two separate projects. We started them together. We started the financial management and the land management, which encompasses building services, the permitting, the planning, the code enforcement, and the engineering applications and GIS. Started this process together and then split midway through as we had two different vendors that were selected. So this is just the financial, purchasing, HR, and payroll vendor. That will be a separate one that will be coming to you shortly. That process has concluded as well.
Now, are they going to be liking each other, or are they going to be like in-laws?
Oh, that was, I think, one of the key points to new software is using modern technology and an open architecture so that they share, they integrate, they interface, and we get rid of this duplicate entry and the systems not talking to each other and having these separately programmed systems in IT and having difficulty with the links.
Just wanted to,
No, we made very sure of that in this process.
Thank you.
Councilor Anderson, Jr.
Yes, a couple questions. How many users are going to be affected by this?
Well, as I said, we had engaged about 115 users throughout. I would say when you have the users that are going to read, and yourselves included, that will use dashboards and use various components of this, you'll be talking well over 200, 250, 300 users.
Why, with the implementation, why is it taking so long? It's, you're talking almost 2 years here
to get everything downloaded. I don't see that.
There is a lot of setup required as you go through all of these. There's 28 different components to this, and there's a lot of setup to each one of these to configure it to meet our needs, and that's part of that implementation cost. You look at the cost and say, wow, that's substantial cost, but that's just shy of 4,000 hours from the vendor that are going to be put into configuring the system, looking through the options, designing our workflow, and all of the setup that goes along to it. You can't just shove it in and the big bang. Those projects often struggle, and we found that out when we were doing some of our site evaluations, where when they struggled is when they tried to push the software in too fast. They didn't use the full functionality of the software. They lost some of the efficiencies and productivity things that were available in that software because they tried to go too fast. And there's a lot of data that may need to be converted. There's a lot of interfaces. It's a major task.
Okay. Thank you.
Councilor Jameson?
This is one of those tough projects that the public doesn't get to see an immediate return on. You know, you don't build a building, we don't pave a road. And I remember visiting with the previous administration about this and the concern of spending this much money on essentially software. But I think the trickle-back effect to the citizens was going to pay off, and to actually council members to be able to make better decisions later based on better detailed information. So even though it might not be pretty and have chrome on it or something, I mean, it's really going to be a benefit to the community, and it may not be easy to see, but I really do believe it'll be a benefit. So I do support this, and I would make a motion to approve if we haven't.
Councilor Jameson, thank you very much for that motion to
Second,
approve.
Rolfing.
And it was seconded by Councilor Anderson Jr. Is there any discussion on this particular item? Very good. Thank you very much. With that in mind, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Councilmembers Aguilar,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Intiman,
Yes.
Erpenbach,
Yes.
Jamison,
Yes.
Karski,
Yes.
Rolfing.
Yes.
That has passed 8-0. Council, is there any other discussion with today's special meeting?
Move to adjourn, Anderson.
Has been a motion to adjourn by Councilor Anderson Jr., and it was seconded by Councilor Erpenbach. If there is no further discussion, a roll call vote, please.
Councilmembers Aguilar,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Intiman,
Yes.
Erpenbach,
Yes.
Jamison,
Yes.
Karski,
Yes.
Rolfing.
Yes.
Thank you. That has also passed 8-0. Thank you very much, Sioux Falls. This meeting is adjourned. Make it a great day.